Do you like Warcry? Do you like barbarians? Well, then I think you would like the Untamed Beasts. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the Untamed Beasts Warband in Warcry. Welcome in, my YouTube friends! Today we are talking about the Untamed Beasts. My name is Peter Tubor and this is Age of Miniatures. And what are the Untamed Beasts exactly? Well, they are one of the Chaos Warbands in Warcry that came out with the set and are quite, well, they're quite cool, really. They are barbarians! Who are the Untamed Beasts? Well, they are a brutal warband who wants to unleash their inner beast. They do it by slaughtering their enemies on the battlefield and bringing a cat-like creature for the party. Okay, so let's take a look at the warband. You got 7 different fighter types, and maybe we should just start at the top with the leader, go down with the various special guys, and end with the normal troop types. So first up we have the only leader you can pick for this warband, the Heart Eater. He is okay, is doable with 20 wounds and 4 toughness. In the attack area, he can hit some stuff. 4 attacks, 4 strength, and 2/5 on a crit damage. He comes in at a whopping 180 points, making him quite expensive for what he brings to the table. But, well, you have to take him, so I guess that's just how it is. His 5 movement is okay for what he brings, but he could be better. His special ability is quite lackluster. You can only use this double ability with him, and you can only use it if he has taken down a fighter this activation. What the double does is that you can either take a bonus move action or a bonus attack action. For a double that is okay, but well, let's just say that the other leaders have some abilities that are more sweet than his. Second up, we have something which is quite a lot better really than the leader, and that is the Rock Tusk Prowler. So it's a cat-like, dog-like creature that moves really fast with movement 8 and hits like a truck. It has 20 wounds and 4 toughness just like your leader, but the movement 8 makes him quite a lot more versatile because you can get him where you want to. He has the same attacks as the leader with 4 attacks, 4 strength, 2 damage, but crits with 5. He has the quite classic triple ability where after you have finished a move and ended within 1 of another enemy fighter, you can deal damage equal to the ability. That's on a triple. That ability is okay if it means you can either deal a lot of damage or that you can make sure something is dead just by moving to it, and then you can move away and attack something else. But for a triple, it's not really that much damage. To complement the Rock Tusk Prowler, you have the Beast Speaker. While the Beast Speaker is quite poor on his own, you need to run him alongside your Rock Tusk Prowler to buff it. On his own he is speed 5, making him quite a lot slower than the Rock Tusk Prowler, so it can be hard to keep him at a distance where he can use his ability. His ability only costs a double, but what it does is pretty sweet. You can pick a beast, and the Rock Tusk Prowler is a beast, within 5 of him and make that attack out of turn. If you have 2 doubles, you could do a thing where you wait with the Beast Speaker, use the Beast Speaker again later in the turn and use the ability again. But that requires quite a lot of setup, and while very efficient for 2 doubles, it might be impossible to do, really. The Beast Speaker has a 4-inch attack, which is, well, while it is 4 inches, which is quite cool, it doesn't hit very hard. For 125 point, the Beast Speaker might be a bit of a trap. I have certainly found that he sort of falls out of speed with the Rot Tusk Prowler, so it can be hard to use him for maximum efficiency. So if you were to min-max this warband, maybe you need to leave him out. But you can try him and see how it goes. One of my favorite fighters in this very fighty warband is the first Fang. What makes him cool is that he has a great big harpoon that he can shua, shua, shua. He is 140 points and he is okay doable with 15 wounds and 4 toughness. His only movement 4, making him a bit slower than the rest of the guys. What makes him amazing is his ranged attack and his ability. The ranged attack is range 8. The harpoon is only 2 attacks, but it is strength 4, 2 damage and 5 on a crit. It is possible to do 10 damage with a single attack, but it is quite hard. But the kicker with this guy is his ability. On a triple, you can use the amazing Harpoon Snag, or as we call it in my group, get over here. What the triple does is that you get to make a bonus attack. After that attack, the fighter that you shot needs to make a move action towards you, and he needs to move the inches equal to the ability of the triple. So forcing movement can be extraordinary amazing in Warcry, because you can pull somebody off an objective or do all kinds of crazy shenanigans. So it doesn't matter if you hit or not, so this forced movement is guaranteed. So this makes the harpoon guy really amazing, and I suggest always having him in your warband and using the triple quite often when it means that you can pull your opponent out of position. So this means we have talked about the best fighters in the warband. The dog cat, the harpoon guy, and the leader that you need to have. And these are all quite expensive, but 2 dogs and 2 harpoon guys is definitely something you want to try out. Maybe not 4 of each, but at least 3 of those guys if you want to run an efficient warband. Out of the box you only get 1 dog cat and 1 harpoon guy, so that's a bit of a shame. The Beast Speaker, well, he's fun, and the ability can catch your opponent off guard with the dog cat attacking out of turn, but I am not impressed. The last guys are the elite and the normal fighter types. The last guys are the prey takers, and these are your big burly barbarians that want to smash things in melee. While they are cool miniatures, their stats are slightly lacking. I have never really found them that useful because they don't hit hard enough to be worth taking when you can just take more cheap guys. But you get 2 of these in the normal starter warband. You have 2 weapon options, but they cost the same, 105 points. They only have a movement of 4, making them quite slow. Their toughness is not that amazing, with 10 wounds and 4 toughness, making them just a bit more tough than your average Joe. The sword is strictly better than the axe you can equip them with, because you get 4 attacks instead of 3 attacks, but the axe has 4 strength versus 3 strength. But strength is not an amazing stat. You want more attacks, more crits. They both deal 2 damage and 4 on a crit, so let's not talk anymore about these guys. Last but certainly not least, we have Plains Runner. These are just your cheap fighters that you need to put on objectives or harass your opponent with, but they are quite cheap. They come in at 55 points, making them one of the cheapest fighter in Warcry. They have a very average stat line, but their movement is 5. But they have the basic 4 wounds, toughness 3. Their attacks are not that shabby, with 3 attacks, 3 strength, 1 damage, but 3 on a crit. So you want quite a lot of these planes runners. But in the basic Warband box you only get 3, which is, it's not really enough. You want more planes runners and less of the prey takers. So one of the things that makes this Warband shine is the double ability everybody in the Warband can use, and that is Savage Fury. So for double you can add 1 to the movement on 1 move action, and you also get +1 attack on the next attack action this activation. In essence, you get the 2 universal double abilities, +1 move, +1 attack, baked into one, but only on 1 attack and 1 move. It's okay, you need to use it to your greatest efficiency. But what you will find is that quite a lot of the time your dices for abilities is used up on different things, making the double a little bit less epic. I have mixed feelings about the quad for the Untamed Beasts. It doesn't give you any bonus move or bonus attack, but what it does is give you plus strength and plus attacks equal to half the value of the ability. So it lasts for the whole activation, making it possible to get 6 attacks extra in a single turn, which can be better than bonus move and bonus attacks, but you need to be in range to use this for maximum efficiency. So what you want to do is be in melee, use it and hit like a truck. So that is all of the abilities for the Untamed Beast, and it's also all of the fighters. If you like my content, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell. How do you play the Untamed Beast Warband? What are the tactics? What is it that you should look out for? I have already spoken a bit about how the Beast Speaker seems to be a slight bit of trap considering his point cost. What you need to do is maximize the damage you get out of your Rock Tusk Prowler. Put the pressure on, preferably with 2 of the dog cats. And while you do that, you need to keep your first Fang safe, and you need to snag the harpoon at the right time. You need to maximize what he does. So every turn he needs to throw 2 harpoons. You need to get him in a place where you can always shoot something, and you can always use the harpoon snag, the ability where he can get over here at something, to the greatest efficiency. And while you do that, you need to have your planes runner run into the objectives and taking them. The Untamed Beast doesn't have a lot of synergies. This makes the Warband easy to play, but also slightly boring. Your leader doesn't have to be near your other fighters to be effective, and the only synergy you have is between the Beast Speaker and the Rock Tusk Prowler. What this does is it gives you a lot of flexibility on how you set up your Warband. If you have the Beast Speaker, you need to have it with the Rock Tusk Prowler. But otherwise, feel free to put your fighters in whatever dagger, hammer, shield that you want. You don't got a lot of ranged attacks except for the crazy harpoon guy. What that means is that you can feel slightly outcornered by something with spears, so you need to move in for the kill and get it quickly. The 8 move and the amazing attacks on the Rock Tusk Prowler is what makes this Warband together with the harpoon guy. I think that's it for tactics, as they are pretty straightforward to play really. Play like a hunter, move into your prey and kill it. Do you have a list of Untamed Beasts that you really like to play? Please post it down below, as I have yet to discover the most amazing 1K list. So how can you buy the Warband? As with all of the specific Warcry Warbands, they come in a box where you get a set of guys. With the Untamed Beasts, I would strongly consider buying the double box for the Slaves of Darkness, because you want more cat dogs and you want more harpoon guys. And yes, you will also want more planes runners. That is it for now, friends. please subscribe. I got a lot more content coming up. Goodbye. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Why don't you like and subscribe? Just like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like, subscribe. Hit the bell and all that jazz. All that jazz. Oh yeah, hit the bell. Subscribe. Like. Hit the bell. Subscribe. Boom.